hard.
Before winter trouble strikes, give your gas an STP tune-up. Used regularly, STP gas treatment helps break up and remove water to prevent gas line freeze-ups.
STP is the racer's edge. Where you're going, it's straight along. There's a style in your life no one could ever deny. You're on your way to the top, and along the way, you've always known just who you are. Where you're going, you've always known it.
No other beer is brewed and aged like exceptionally smooth Michelob.
Where you're going, it's Michelob.
To help make March Mazda's biggest month in history nationwide, your Mazda dealer's offering incredible deals throughout the showroom. It's your chance to save on 626, a world-class family car. On 323, Mazda's state-of-the-art small car. And special factory cash allowances mean you can save hundreds on Mazda B2000. So hurry to your Mazda dealers now. Don't miss your chance to become a part of history.
Get a great deal at your local Mazda dealer today.
Out here, it's me alone against the course. But in the financial world, you need all the help you can get. You need the PaineWebber Army behind you.
Even golf legends can use some financial backup. PaineWebber is ready to roll, putting all its resources at your command. We believe the quality of life just might depend on the quality of your financial services.
Thank you, PaineWebber. Now that's the kind of army you want behind you.
Sailed the North Atlantic, searching the rich cod fishing waters to find the best tasting fish fillet in the world. The Burger King Whaler, a tender, all-natural fish fillet, lightly breaded with tangy tartar sauce and crisp lettuce. Nobody goes farther than Burger King to catch the very best. Nobody.
Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. We're between the first and second periods of tonight's game between the Rangers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. My guest is Rangers head coach Ted Sater. And Ted, a lot of key injuries have hit here in the final stages of the season. What kind of moves can you make to try to make up for the loss of the key players?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to make sure that we maintain is the fact that we want to keep working with the players that are in the lineup and give them every opportunity to be successful and have a chance to win some hockey games as well. I don't think it's in our best interest to pine over the fact that we've lost some key people, because that's not going to help us in our stretch drive.
Does it bring a situation where you have to do a lot of line changing and moves in a game in order to try and find a combination that will click?
Well, a little bit, but I think the other thing is that we have to involve every one of the New York Rangers that are in uniform. We have to give every one of our players an opportunity to play, because one of the things that we can control with quick line changes is the tempo of the game, and hopefully we're going to get to a little bit more contribution from some of our people in the lineup.
But do you find with the situation with your manpower down that you're more likely as a coach to make more changes than you would like to?
Well, a lot of that, Sam, is determined by the opponent and the situation in the game. I think one of the things that it really does for us is it really forces a lot of extra emphasis on your specialty teams. In other words, when you have a chance to score goals, we're going to try to have our 5 best people on the power play. And on the same token, when we're trying to prevent one, we're going to try to present a real strong penalty killing unit and just hope that even play, we're going to come out holding our own end.
With guys like Beck out, with Tom Laidlaw hurting a little bit and missing a game or two, with big forwards out like LaRouche as far as scoring is concerned, Mark Osborne, have you changed your strategy as far as game plans are concerned?
Well, a little bit. I think we've tried to come up with, as much as possible with 4 pretty well homogeneous lines. Obviously, what we're trying to come up with, ideally, is 2 good scoring lines and 2 good checking lines, and hopefully, we're going to be able to keep these lines intact until we do get some help back from the manpower situation. Unfortunately, right now, that most of our injuries are a little farther than just a day-to-day situation, so we're going to be scrapping like junkyard dogs to this next stretch.
Because of the injuries, does it now become a coach's job to go in there and try to motivate his players even more and try to call on their emotional a little bit to dig down deeper?
Well, maybe yes, maybe no, but I think there's an awful lot of quality in that New York Ranger locker room right now, and I think the guys look around and know that everybody has to pull a little bit harder on the rope, and I think that we've been getting some pretty good performances from our veterans, and I think that our younger guys have, you know, maybe in the face of a little bit of adversity, they've grown up that much quicker.
There's one big situation that has surrounded the Rangers this week, and that is the Mark Pavlich situation. Early in the season, it looked like he was on his way to a banner year. What happened in the course of the season that turned this around to lead to the situation that it exists now?
Well, I really wish there was one simple answer to it, but I don't think it's quite that easy. I think there was maybe a lot of, you know, factors that came into play. I really wish I knew. I think that in terms of the management and the coaching team, that we certainly extended every opportunity and tried to keep Mark on track for his banner season, because without question in the early part he was our top forward. Unfortunately, you know, the situation couldn't be resolved, and we have to get on with the life of the New York Rangers.
Okay, thank you, Ted, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
Ted Sater, head coach of the New York Rangers. When we come back to New York Rangers hockey, after we ask Ted, it's time to ask Espo, so stay with us.
Samsung VCRs and other fine products are available at Newmarket Lewis, Caldor, Crazy Eddie, Sam Goody, or call 800-255-2550.
Once there were two bears, a big bear
I'll have a Coca-Cola Classic.
and an even bigger bear.
Give me a case, Coke.
This bear loves the big, bold taste of Coca-Cola Classic, the original. And this bear loves the light, smooth taste of Coke, because it goes down real easy.
How about another? Yeah, another case. Another case? You gotta keep a lot of Coke in the refrigerator.
Coke and Coca-Cola Classic.
Data General asks, are you buying yesterday's technology? Data General, computer systems so advanced, we win more major contracts than any other company. Data General.
Pretty soon, this room will be filled with people who want to learn more about managing their money and making it grow. I'll tell you how you can join them after this.
Getting where you want to go takes more than hard work. It takes financial planning. At Manufacturers Hanover Trust, our planning seminars and private consultations show you how to make the smartest use of your money, how to keep more of what you make and make more of what you keep, how to use investments and credit to build yourself a more rewarding future. Financial planning from Manufacturers Hanover. We realize your potential.
To find out how you can reserve a seat at a Manufacturers Hanover financial planning seminar, call 1-800-MHT-BANK. You'll learn what young professionals need to know about accumulating capital, evaluating investments, leveraging credit, and more. The $35 fee includes a free private financial consultation, so call now.
Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Civic Arena, where between the first and second periods, the New York Rangers leading 2-0. And we have taken the show on the road all around the country. They are waiting for Ask Espo.
No.
And for our WOR TV national audience, it's time for the Ask Espo All-Star Team 1985-86.
I bet you're going to be a few surprises
A couple of surprises.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go
everybody. Okay, let's take a look at it. Goaltending on the first team, Grant Fuhr, Larry Robinson, Ray Bourque, Anderson, Gretzky, and Dave Taylor.
Okay, a couple of quickies.
Yeah.
Why Larry Robinson? Why Dave Taylor?
Because I think Larry Robinson is probably having his best year he's had in years, and I just think he's the key of the Montreal defense.
And Dave Taylor?
Just because he gets the puck to the centerman all the time, and I like guys like that.
Second team, goaltender, John Van Beesbrook.
Well, I think because he's the best, he's played the best of any goaltender this year. Stevens, Mike Ramsey, Kirk Muller, Mario Lemieux, and Timmy Kerr.
How about Muller on left wing? A lot of people would say, why Muller?
Well, I'll tell you why I picked Muller. Because I watched him play in that All-Star game, and I was so impressed when he played with guys like Bossy and Trottier. Mike Bossy would be a guy that I would pick on my team. There's Bossy, there's Mark Messier, there's a lot of guys. Even my buddy Pierre LaRouche. But there's a lot of guys, you know. But this is just something to cause a little trouble and what I think.
Okay. Now, it's time to go to the questions submitted by the fans across the country. We appreciate your interest and your involvement. And here we go. First question for Ask Espo.
What is it?
Dear Phil, it comes from Art Della Sala, Livingston, New Jersey. Several times I've seen a team question the curve on an opponent's stick. And since the sticks the NHL players use are brand names, why and how are the sticks curved illegally?
Well, sometimes they come right from the factory curved illegally, and the guys actually have to straighten them out. So the factory's to blame on that one. Other times the stick comes too straight, and the guys use what they call the blowtorch.
Right.
They heat it, they bend it under a door, and they curve the stick a little bit, and consequently they curve it too much, and it's more than a half-inch allowed.
Before tonight's game, Willie Huber, we saw him,
That's
had
right.
3 new sticks, and he said the curve was too
So he was
much.
straightening it out.
Right.
So that's really the basis for that.
Okay, thank you very much. Art Della Sala from Livingston, New Jersey. Next question for Phil. It comes from Diane Barbie, Fort Washington, Maryland. Phil, can you explain the plus-minus statistic?
Oh.
Does this statistic have an impact on how well a team is playing? Also, how does a player know when to come on the ice?
Well, first off, a player knows when to come on the ice when the other guy comes off. You watch for that guy, or the coach tells you to go on. Secondly, I'm not one to hold any credence with the plus-minus. I don't think it's indicative of how a player is performing, because sometimes you're on the ice and a guy scores a goal from the blue line, or a flip shot will go in, or a guy will give the puck away, and then other times you're on the ice when your team scores.
Right.
A funny thing.
The example, right.
An example was Rob Whistle got an assist, and James Patrick got an assist on a goal the last game the Rangers played, and they were sitting on the bench. They didn't get a plus for that. So
But he got an assist.
They got an assist on it, so I don't even like that sort of
Now,
stuff.
the Ranger coaching staff does a thing where they talk about scoring chances, plus-minus scoring chances.
I think each team keeps the individual plus the minus statistics, and they will maybe critique a guy and say it's his fault that that goal was scored, so he may get a minus and he may not give another guy a minus.
Okay, thank you, Diane, for that question. On to the third question for Phil, and this question comes from Nick Fiora, Yonkers, New York. Phil,
a lot of
as
Italians.
hockey has gotten faster, why does the NHL use only the referee? Why not use more than one referee to call penalties? In college hockey, they use two referees.
We've talked about this quite a bit, and probably the reasoning is simple. I mean, I think the guy be in the penalty box all night, and you got to have 2 linesmen in the NHL because fighting is allowed. Okay. And these guys got to break up. And listen, it's allowed, okay? It's part of the rules. And they only have 1 referee because I think it's good to only have 1 referee.
Really?
Yep.
Don't you think he needs a little bit of help sometimes?
I think on the goals, I think they should go to a videotape system like they're doing in football. If a goal is scored or something and the referee doesn't see it, I think they should have a videotape or somebody upstairs to look and see. Not for penalty calls, though.
Okay. Next question. This comes from an 8-year-old viewer, and you're going to love this. This is Andrew Manzi, Union, New Jersey. He's 8 years old, and my sister said she wants to know what's so big about winning face-offs. I said there's a lot of good things about winning them. Now, can you please tell her the big difference? First off, tell your sister to get off your case. It's important to win the face-off,
Well,
right?
listen, one thing I always was taught, and I would teach anybody, if you win the face-offs, you have control of the puck. As long as you have control of the puck, the other team can't score any goals. I mean, that's really basically what it is. I can't explain it any better than that.
That's it. Thank you very much, fans, for writing to Ask Espo. Continue to send your letters. We'll have more of these segments right through the end of the season.
I feel like Dean Martin.
You did it. You got all the
Keep
answers
those
right,
cards
too.
He just puts that puck up the boards because Crawford was nailing him. Roots the line and intercepts. Takes the shot. The rebound comes right out to Crawford, and Crawford puts the puck right behind Joe Malash. Roots the line and gets the assist. And boy, was Bobby Crawford ever happy about that.
Crawford had 2 good scoring chances. Here comes a great move by Helmut.
Oh, watch this move by Helmut. He comes down. Now he pulls over to his left, and watch Manta go right by him for some reason. Holds, and then Malash for some reason comes out and dives. And bingo.
I think the deke by Helmanen really drew Malash out when he showed him the puck and then pulled it back.
Okay, I agree with that one. Sandstrom and Melnick got assists in that goal.
Rangers lead 2-0. We'll be set to start the second period at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena in just a moment.
This fight's for all that you do. Somehow you always come through. You keep it going. Your pride's really showing.
Beechwood age for that clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
I'm too scared to take pictures.
And I'm not smart enough.
Anyone can take great pictures with Minolta's 35mm autofocus compacts. Minolta Freedom 2 for decision-free pictures. And Minolta Talker for words of wisdom.
Too dark, use flash.
Both are autofocus, auto everything.
Hey, Dorothy.
Minolta Freedom 2 and Talker autofocus wizardry.
Only from the mind of Minolta.
This game is being brought to you in part by Metropolitan Life and affiliated companies. Get Met, it pays. And by the Good Olds Guys, your local Oldsmobile dealers. Sam Rosen, Phil Esposito, and we are joined by the man known as Franchise. Mr. Pierre LaRouche has joined us up here in the booth. Good to see you here, Pierre.
Thank you, gentlemen. It's a pleasure seeing you.
It'd be nicer to see you out on the ice, but
Yeah.
how's the thumb coming along?
It's fine. Should be playing next week.
What do you think of that first period? Pierre?
A little surprised, but not by the way we played, but the way Pittsburgh came out, I'm a little surprised.
Yeah, they sort of came out flat. I thought they'd come out and just go right after the Rangers, especially with Beck and Laidlaw and yourself out of the lineup.
Well, and mostly you look at that crowd. That you know, this is the first year in a while to get good crowds, and you expect them coming out and just going AWOL. But I guess they did win AWOL. They did. They left.
Add an assist to Larry Melnick on the goal by Helminen. So it's now Helminen from Sundstrom and Melnick at 16:08. Rangers sending the puck out. This is Dave Hannon. And played back out by James Patrick. Shabbat falls down. It's knocked across. Ruotsalainen into McClellan. Sandstrom. Sandstrom got a little tangled in center ice and sends it into the Pittsburgh zone. Doug Bodger has it. Checking is McClellan. Now Shabbat pushes it out to center. Hannon. Shabbat against Huber. Now for Hannon. Poked away by Greshner. Good play. Loose puck picked up by Bob Brook. And around to the near side, Willie Lindstrom is there for Pittsburgh. He's tied up. It's back behind the net. Shabbat hit by Huber and Greshner. Puck is still loose. No one sees it. We've got wrestling going on. Hannon and Brook wrestling behind the goal as Greshner comes out to center.
Looked like the wrestling matches. Nice move.
Greshner, good move. That shot kicked away by Milosh.
Well, he's shaky.
McPhee picks it up. Bodger's on him. Huber. McPhee with a feed to Allison. Allison ahead, and it's knocked away by Mantha. McPhee takes it back, feeds Huber, and Lemieux comes back to recover for Pittsburgh. Here comes Ruskowski across. Nice feed to Duguay. He's in, and he shoots over the top.
Van Beesbrook got a piece of that.
Mantha shot sticked aside by Van Beesbrook. Centered across and blocked in front by Whistle. Here come the Rangers. McPhee met by Duguay, lifts it in.
Boy, oh boy, Duguay's had two great chances again.
Allison shoots it wide. Miller centers. Nice play by Siren diving across to break up that cross-ice pass. Duguay waiting for the puck. It slides by out to center. Lead for Lemieux. Lemieux goes in and shoots wide. And all the way out it goes. Penguins have started off quickly here in the second period.
A lot quicker than they did in that first period. In that first period, Pittsburgh had 4 scoring opportunities, according to our statistician, and the Rangers had 7, and they scored on 2. Crawford had 3 scoring chances. Watch this little pass by Ruskowski. Now, watch Van Beesbrook get just a piece of it right there on the pad, the left pad, as he came out, knowing that Duguay had his head down.
You know what? You still can't play, man. I couldn't even see it from here, and you saw him making the save. That's why you score all those goals.
Well, you know what it is too, Pierre. Sometimes you get a feel for, you know that you score as many goals. What do you?
Well, more. I wish I had scored more than you.
But that was a good save by Van Beesbrook because he anticipated Duguay coming in with his head down.
What I like about Johnny, he knew he could come inside, and he got his stick out there, make sure he could come across, and the only thing he could go is upstairs, and he made the save.
That's right.
Norm Schmidt has the puck and drives it in. Honeyworth sends it back around. In the corner, Blaisdell is tied up. Puck worked ahead, but stopped by Bullard.
Bullard holds, tries to make a move on Whistle, holds him a little bit, kicked out by Van Beesbrook. Penalty is upcoming. It's out in front. It looks like Ridley will be sent off the ice. 17
are on the power play. It's their second.
Penguins power play.
Penguins, excuse me, I'm sorry, on the power play. Actually, they had two-man advantage there, so. But that constitutes one power play, Sam?
And in that situation,
yeah, it does. That's right.
Had they scored,
then it would have been another one. So
right.
It's their second power play.
Mike Bullard sends to Mo Mantha and gets it back. On with Lemieux, Raskowski, and Duguay. That's a pretty formidable alignment.
Well, they haven't scored in a long time in a power play.
Mantha around for Lemieux. Centers for Duguay, was deflected. And out comes Maloney. Holds it. Nobody pressuring him. It goes across to Brook. Mantha on Brook. A lot of time ticking off. Maloney gets to the puck. Trying to feed Huber. Raskowski intercepts. Duguay waits for the pass. Has Lemieux open on the wing. Lemieux is in. Lemieux scores!
Well, I'm going to tell you, he made a good move, but Van Beesbrook almost got that one. Boy, he gets an opportunity. He is dangerous, that kid. Duguay made a great pass right on the stick of Lemieux, and listen to this crowd. Okay, let's take a look at this. Here's Duguay with the pass, a power play goal. Now watch Johnny Van Beesbrook's goal stick as Lemieux puts the move on him. Right there, watch it. He almost snuck it back out. That was close, wasn't it, Pete?
What a move, huh?
Yeah, look at this. Go ahead.
Fake the shot. He'll fake the shot and go on his backhand. But Johnny had to commit himself, and he almost had it, but...
Wow. And he puts it in. Wow. That's unbelievable.
He controls the puck so beautifully. Mario Lemieux, with his 45th goal of the season, now has extended his point-scoring streak to 28 straight games, the fourth longest streak in NHL history.
He reminds me of another big guy who used to play this game. I used to check him very well, by the way.
You mean Esposito?
Oh, is that the guy?
Who that guy?
Shabbat has the puck. Now Pittsburgh has come alive. A whistle stops play. The net was knocked off the magnetic moorings.
Lemieux scores his 45th, excuse me, at 3:23. Duguay and Raskowski get assists. And that was a power play goal. And puts Pittsburgh back in the game, 2-1.
Lemieux had 42 goals, 100 points last season as a rookie. This season he now has 45 goals, 128 points.
Pretty awesome.
Wow.
You broke your record here in Pittsburgh, huh? You had 111, that was your record? Your records are getting beaten too, eh, Pierre?
Well, I'm getting old, I guess.
You too, huh?
Now, again, it is a key of a power play at the start of a period for another team.
It sure
Change
is.
the momentum of a game.
Well, I tell you, when you scored against New Jersey with that, when the power play was 36 seconds ago, it changed that game. And let's watch and see whether it changes this game.
Melnick sending it ahead to Brook. Rangers still lead 2-1. McClellan tied up by Hannon. Sandstrom works it in. Norm Schmidt has the puck. Pass blocked by McClellan, but Schmidt finds it first and clears the zone. Sandstrom comes back. Tripped up by Schmidt.
I think Sandstrom got a hurt on his knee there.
The whistle stops play. Sandstrom is hurt, and the crowd roaring as Sandstrom can't get up right now.
That you don't like to see anywhere. Could be either. Charlie, here's a knee. Let's take a look at this. Okay, here comes Sandstrom. Now watch Schmidt come in. Boy, oh boy, it's his left one. Woo.
Sandstrom is trying to skate, trying to put pressure on. But he is in some pain right now. And this is a guy who takes a lot of punishment on the ice. He wants to stay.
He's a tough young man, I tell you.
Okay, let's take another look at it. Watch his left leg as Schmidt comes in. Look at him bend that knee. That knee got bent.
Sandstrom is being helped to the locker room, and he's in pain.
Another one goes down for the Rangers.
Boy, the injuries are just mounting up at the worst time of the season.
I don't know what it is. The last 2 years has been unbelievable.
The luck has gone bad right now. Thomas Sandstrom helped into the locker room. And Ted Sater looks at the lineup card, hoping he could find some quick replacements, but they aren't there right now. Rangers leading 2-1, 15:35 to go in the second period. Rod Buskus has the puck. Around to Randy Cunneyworth. Nice pass to Bullard. Bullard against Patrick. Bullard comes in, and Patrick knocks it away. James Patrick's having a strong game tonight. Peter Sundstrom has it. Now it's Helminen sending it in. Penguins taking the body a lot more here in the second period. Off the stick of Helminen to Sundstrom, and it hit the outside of the net.
Milosh is shaking. I think if the Rangers get some good shots on him, they're going to score.
Maloney all over Doug Bodger. Cunneyworth lifting it out of the zone. Patrick back for it. Blaisdell after him. In center ice, Doug Bodger puts it into the Ranger zone. And Beesbrook stops it for Patrick. Ruotsalainen open down the right wing, but Bullard deflected the pass. Van Beesbrook plays the near boards for McPhee. Pass broken up by Mantha, who bats it up into the crowd.
You know, Pete, I don't know. Can you tell when a goaltender's having a tough night? Can you feel it or can you sense it?
Yeah, I was watching him warm up, and he's staying back in his cage, and he's fighting everything's going his way.
He is.
You can tell this team has lost 5 in a row because he's playing that way. He's just, everything comes this way, he's not sure.
He looks very tight, like
he's fighting the puck. Like
he's fighting the puck.
Fighting
exactly.
Were you surprised that Romano wasn't in goal for them tonight?
A little bit, but veteran like Milosh, and this is a very important game. You have to go with the people who, you know,
got you here.
Who've been there.
Okay.
Good point.
Allison's pass is deflected. Mantha trying to hit Lemieux, is broken up by Crawford. Allison gets the puck but falls down. Knocked away from Crawford by Sherin. Here's Duguay. Lemieux open on the left wing. Pass comes to him off the stick of Ruskowski. Back for Duguay. Back behind the net, Ruskowski. Who's puck along the boards? Lemieux has it. He's got some room. Lemieux in control of the puck all the way.
Did you see that? 2 guys have to go after him. Look at him.
He still controls it and winds it around. Greshner and Duguay. McPhee along the boards. Penguins are really putting some pressure on here. Ruskowski after the puck. Hubert drives it around, but it's stopped. Sherin keeps it in. To the near boards. McPhee will get there. And able to clear the zone. Duguay takes it back. Loose puck picked up by Crawford. Comes in with McPhee trailing. McPhee, Mantha on him. It's deflected. And Sherin picks it up. 13:30 to go. Second period. 2-1 Rangers. Melnick. Miller couldn't play it, but Ridley picks it up. And comes in. Ridley's pass deflected. He gets it back. Ridley spinning away. The shot goes wide.
See, Milosh was late on that one, too, wasn't he?
Sherin drives it around and out of the zone. This will be an icing if Whistle gets there first, and he does. Icing is called with 13:03 to go. Second period at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. Rangers 2 and the Penguins 1.
Just for the fun of it, just for the run of it, the number 1 of it, Diet Coke. Just for the style of it, just for the oomph of it, the real cold taste of it, Diet Coke. Just for the swing of it, just for the just for the cool of it, Diet Coke. Just for the look of it, from Coca-Cola. Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
13:03 left, second period. It's 2-1, the New York Rangers over the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pierre LaRouche has joined us up here in the broadcast booth. We're happy to have him here.
My pleasure, Sam. Phil. Always want to be with TV stars. But definitely Milosh is struggling in the net tonight, Phil.
Absolutely.
And he's a good friend of mine. I hate to say that, but he's having a tough time.
I've known Jill a long time.
Now, do you talk about that on the
77 World Tournament?
When you see that, do you talk about that on the bench, you guys?
Oh, definitely.
Absolutely. The thing is, you try to get the puck on the net. You know, right now, I'm sure that on the Ranger bench, they'll be talking about, Pierre, let's get some shots on net. They only have 2 shots on him.
Hannon drops it back. Johnson pushes it ahead. Shabbat's pass for Johnson. He's bumped. And Ridley takes the puck back. Now Miller. Miller has good check in front on Jim Johnson. Chris Jensen trying to get in. Feeds Kelly Miller. Miller tied up by Norm Schmidt. Pushed back for Miller, but intercepted by Schmidt. Plays it off the glass.
But Pittsburgh in this period are much better in their own zone than they were in that first period. There's another icy.
And back for the touches, James Patrick with exactly 12 minutes to go. One question for you about Milosh. Can his teammates sense that he's shaky?
Yeah, I think they're playing that way. There's a lot of caution out there, and I think that it's a 2-1 hockey game, and it is really a very, very tight checking game.
But he's a type of goaltender also that can probably get it back together as the game progresses. And that's what I guess the coaching staff and all that, because I'm sure the coaching staff see it too.
Stopped by Ruotsalainen, lifts it toward the net. It's knocked down in front. And a whistle for a hand pass.
I'm sorry, Sam. I'd like to ask you a question.
Go ahead.
And I'm sure a lot of fans would wonder about this, because I cannot stand watching a game that I'm not playing.
It's very difficult.
So how long did it take you? Are you adjust to it? I can't take it. I can't take it.
Well, I'll tell you what, Pierre. I adjusted real quickly because I had to, because I like to eat.
Brook with a shot that slides through the crease to the near boards. Patrick pinches in. Loose puck pushed ahead by McClellan. Centering pass comes through, and Cunneyworth has it. Comes out with Blaisdell. Cunneyworth drives one from center off the glass. To the near side, Patrick is there. Kept in by Buskus. Ruotsalainen with room to play it. And Blaisdell comes into forecheck. Patrick to Maloney. And out of the zone it goes. Crawford and Helminen scoring in the first period for the Rangers. Lemieux on a power play for Pittsburgh. Patrick checked by Cunneyworth. Ruotsalainen takes it. Lost the puck momentarily, gets it back. Ruotsalainen looked up, saw someone coming in. It was Cunneyworth, and forgot the puck. Sent all the way down by James Patrick. Bodger goes back, makes the touch. Icing is called. 10:51 remains. Second period. Rangers still holding the lead.
Period, and it's 2-1. The New York Rangers still over the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Pierre LaRouche talked about tight checking. Only 5 shots on goal for both teams. Now 6.
See that?
In the second period. 4 for Pittsburgh, 2 for the Rangers.
I don't know whether people, you saw that off the faceoff. That was unbelievable what Lemieux did. I loved it.
McPhee to Allison.
Try to take advantage of very little thing.
That's right. That's why he's so good. You know, you got to take advantage.
Knocked away from Allison by Siren. Crawford pushing it ahead. Siren finds the puck, and then it's cleared away by Mantha. Out comes Lemieux. Ruskowski on the left. What a move on whistle. Lemieux just went wide. Oh, man, what a move by Lemieux. Here comes McPhee. Poke check by Mantha. Centered across by Whistle, goes into the corner.
He's worth the price of admission around here.
First the move on Whistle, and then the shot he got off on Van Beesbrook.
Well, one hand he tried to just slide it in there.
There's
on the
Melnick.
far side.
Duguay checks Melnick. The puck knocked away. Lemieux throws it to the Ranger zone where Whistle has it. 9:40 to go. Second period, 2-1. Rangers lead it. Helminen across the line. Leaves it for Maloney. Shot. Glove save. Milosh. Looked like it was going up high, but Milosh gloved it and gets a whistle for a face-off.
There he is, Mario Lemieux. He just made some move on Whistle. Boy, oh boy.
Sandstrom's not back, isn't he?
No, he's not. I just saw Dave Smith. Watch his move on. Watch now. He goes to his left. Soon as he saw Whistle move. But here's what I like with one hand. He can't cut out in front. One hand, he just tries to, and it just hits the goalpost. But you see, there's the long reach.
You don't teach those, I think.
No, you can't teach that sort of thing at all. Here's another look at it. Watch the one hand. Look. Oh, and Van Beesbrook was, I mean, he made the save by poke checking there a little bit.
In the Penguin zone, Ridley fights for the puck. Shot by Miller is blocked. Hit Norm Schmidt. Shot by Ruotsalainen is a save by Milosh. Hannon has the puck. Jim Johnson works it up the boards. Penguins couldn't clear it out. Rangers keep it in, though. It was deflected. It was actually under the arm of Willie Lindstrom. This afternoon, Vancouver and Boston, a 1-1 tie. Reed for Boston, lands for Vancouver. New Jersey leading the Islanders 1-0. That's in the second period. Hartford over Chicago 2-1 in the first. Calgary leads Montreal 2-1. That's in the first period after Calgary lost to Quebec last night 6-2. In case you missed it last night, Edmonton beat Detroit 12-3, with Paul Coffey getting 2 goals and 6 assists. In the corner, Dave Hannon. Hannon trying to work it in front, goes to the near boards instead. Past Shabbat, and Ruotsalainen takes it out. Ruotsalainen against Norm Schmidt. Carries it deep in centers. Milosh sticks it aside. No follow-up, and out comes John Shabbat. Across the line, he feeds to Jim Johnson. Johnson back, tied up. It's loose along the boards. Ridley working it up the board, stopped by Schmidt for a shot. Deflected in front.
You're right about James Patrick, boy. I'll tell you, he's having a good game.
Big game for James Patrick. Ridley with the puck. Taken down by Norm Schmidt. Penalty called. Norm Schmidt will go for tripping Mike Ridley. And the Rangers, with a 2-1 lead, will have a power play coming up.
What every business needs is an overnight express with dependability. Why, I can set my watch when Jim here makes his morning delivery. Dependability. I call for an urgent pickup. Presto. Laurie's here. Dependability. And when Glenn comes for his evening pickup, we know it's time to close. Dependability. That's why my overnight express is potato later. Pizza later.
Purelator. Hurrier.
Make a note of it.
For dependability you'll never forget, remember 1-800-EARLY-AM.
Dave Hanna goes for a high sticking at 11:35. And the Rangers will go on the third power play. They are 0 for 2 so far.
It's nice to have a player like Ron Greshner who can play both positions, isn't it?
Isn't that great? We were talking about that at the beginning. He can go anywhere.
Bullard able to clear the puck. Greshner chased by Cunninworth.
I think this is a big power play for the Rangers. Pierre, what do you think?
Make it a 2-goal game.
Maloney gave it away to Bullard. And it's taken back. Helmanen has it. Careless pass by Don Maloney. Now the Rangers regroup with a man advantage. Helmanen for Brook. Brook, Maloney, McClellan, Greshner, and Helmanen on. McClellan in the corner. Bodger trying to send it around, was tied up, blocked by Maloney. McClellan works it free, has the puck. Maloney wrestling with Bodger. Fans wanted a call. Meanwhile, the Penguins are able to clear the puck. Helmanen with Bullard on him. Brook finds the puck. 1:05 left in the man advantage. Stolen by Shabbat. A couple of careless passes by the Rangers, giving the puck away in their own zone.
That first pass again, we've talked about it so often. It's so important.
Out in center, McClellan. Whacked at by Willie Lindstrom and sends it in. 48 seconds to go on the power play for the Rangers. Mo Mantha with the puck. Deflected out by Lindstrom all the way down. Here's Patrick. Sending it in. It's blocked by Mantha. Loose puck. Mantha finds it and clears it.
Well, Mantha's more into the game in this period. He's played well in this period.
And Beesbrook plays it around the board. Shabbat gets over there to take it. Good play by John Shabbat. He'll kill some time off here. Penguins have it. Norm Schmidt drives it down. 20 seconds left in the man advantage. All the way around. Ruotsalainen taps it out to center, but the Penguins have it. 10 seconds left in the power play, and the Rangers did not get a shot on goal. Cunninworth takes it.
And this was a big, big power play for the Rangers. Like Pierre says, you get a 2-goal advantage again.
Teams are back at full strength. 6:20 to go. As a 2-on-1 develops, Hannon with a drop at Ruotsalainen there to intercept.
Hannon should have given that puck up into the first spot.
Miller dumps it in.
Looked offside also.
Yeah.
Hannon has it. And carries. Gets it back. Hannon takes it in against Whistle. Hannon shoots, save, and Beesbrook, and he knocks the rebound in the corner.
Good save.
Whistle has the puck.
That's the first time I've noticed the Ranger defense backing in this evening.
Bodger comes across the line with Duguay. Rangers take it back. The lead intended for Jensen. It was off his stick. Buskus has it. 5:45 to go, second period. Rangers 2, Penguins 1. Allison was tied up by Duguay. Bodies flying all over the ice. Lemieux went down. Tied up with McPhee. Bodger has the puck. Now Crawford sends it back to Melnick. Allison across to Whistle. Whistle almost lost it. Whistle looking really shaky in tonight's game. Has not had a good game at all. Bodger to Lemieux. 2-on-1. Lemieux comes in. Save Van Beesbrook.
What a stop.
And Lemieux bangs the glass behind the goal.
That
In
was
frustration.
a big save.
Rangers still lead it 2-1 as Lemieux was stopped.
Why change a good thing? That's what I asked when Oldsmobile redesigned the Delta 88. Oh, then I drove it. Wait till you see how it handles. It's front-wheel drive, too. But inside, plenty of room to stretch. Our Delta 88 is the family car that didn't forget the family. Some things never change.
Borrow the car, Dad?
Some things never change.
From your good old guy.
5:15 left, second period. Still 2-1 to New York Rangers.
How do you like the game from up here, Pierre?
Pretty awesome, pretty awesome. I prefer to be down here, though. I'm having a little trouble with you guys. You're too professional for me.
Nada.
5:15 to go. Is
Me? Are you kidding?
Huber tied up by Duguay. Pushes it to Brook, and the Rangers will get out.
So they watch us on satellite, huh?
Miller is tied up in the corner. Watching us across the country.
Yep.
On WOR TV Channel 9. Ruskowski has the puck. Across for Duguay. He's tied up by Brook. Good work by Brook. And a delayed offside whistle against the Penguins. A couple of other scores to give you around the National Hockey League. As you look at Bob Brook, let's go to the scoreboard where Quebec is leading Minnesota 2-0. Toronto got the first 2 goals in that game. Flyers have come back. Tim Kerr's got his 48th, and the Flyers lead 3-2. They have regained first place in the Patrick Division. Washington at St. Louis, no score. That's in the first period.
Boy, Philadelphia won a big game against Washington the other night.
Bob froze with a shutout.
Washington 1 goal in the last 3 games in the Spectrum.
And the Spectrum, that's right.
In that New Jersey Islander game, Mark Johnson has the goal in the second period. Devils leading 1-0 at the Nassau Coliseum. We understand that Chico Resch is in goal for the Philadelphia Flyers in that game at Toronto. His first game with the Flyers. Johnson working it ahead to Norm Schmidt. Clears the zone. There's Lemieux. The ever-present Mario Lemieux leaves it for Blaisdell. Save Van Beesbrook. He covers.
Well, that was Frawley, and what a save again by Johnny Van Beesbrook. And Lemieux on another line, a 4th line. Center Simpson has not seen very much ice time. Mario Lemieux gets the puck. Now watch the left of your screen. You'll see number 28 come in. Rutzelainer lost his balance. Here's where he drops it. He just leaves it. See that? And Frawley shoots, and again, Johnny Van Beesbrook coming up with a big save. He's hot, boy. When John's like this, he's as good as there is, isn't he, Pierre?
Definitely. They're going to have a hard time beating him the rest of the night.
Yeah, he's challenging. He's really challenging.
Feels very comfortable compared to Gilles Meloche.
That's right.
Bodger has the puck, placed at the boards. Still loose. Helminen picks it up. Wrist shot. Hit the outside of the net. Sundstrom gets it to Maloney, who overskates. Tries to center, blocked by Buskas. Just under 4 minutes to go. Second period. 2-1 Rangers. Helminen knocking it down. Trickles through to the corner. Maloney plays it. Maloney for Helminen. Trying to tee it up. It's taken away. Hannon sends it out. Patrick gets to the puck. Maloney sends it back in the Pittsburgh zone. Round the boards, Randy Cunneyworth comes out. Whistles, throws it to the Pittsburgh line. Buskus is there, Helminen on him. Gave it away, there's Sundstrom. Sundstrom shot deflects into the corner. Melnick keeps it in for the Rangers. It hit referee Kerry Fraser. It's loose in the corner. Sundstrom back to Melnick. And it's gloved by Meloche, and he holds it in the midsection. With 3:19 to go in the second period. Shots on goal, 16 for the Rangers, 15 for the Penguins.
There's a guy, Larry Melnick, who's been playing very steady since coming over from Edmonton. Playing the right side.
Definitely been a big addition to this hockey club. He's playing.
By the way, when are you going to play? What's
next week?
That's definite or what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Here comes Melnick walking in, checked by Mantha. And it's sent ahead. Hannon trying to get out of the zone. Does. Takes a hit. In comes Lindstrom and shoots high. Comes to Mantha. Mantha centers. It's deflected.
Crawford is going to go for a penalty.
Penalty called on the Rangers. High sticking is the call. 2:59 to go in the second period. And the Penguins have another power play chance.
Give me a light. A Bud Light.
If you just ask for a light beer, you never know what you'll get.
Case of light? No, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
A Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else
Thanks.
is just a light.
Bob Crawford gets 2 minutes for high sticking at 17:01. Pittsburgh on their third power play. They've scored once. The last time as Mario Lemieux scored the goal.
At the point, it's Bullard. Gets it to Lemieux. Ruskowski is in front.
Should say gets it to the quarterback.
That's right. Bullard across to Duguay. He's open. He shoots. He scores! It's a power play goal. Ron Duguay's first goal as the Pittsburgh Penguins score tied 2-2.
Boy, they set that up beautifully, but it all started with the winning of the faceoff. Bullard to the left. Here's Duguay. Holes sets up and just shoots with his head down, but he hits the net and goes into the net. Another look at it. Lemieux back to Bullard, over to Duguay. Watch the left side of your screen as you'll see the puck go in as it may have hit Willie Huber's right shin pad and went in. And Duguay scores his first goal as a Pittsburgh Penguin and his 20th for the year.
They are going absolutely wild in the Civic Arena.
Now, as the Rangers had a big opportunity on a power play and did nothing, Pittsburgh comes back and scores on a power play. Their second chance on a power play and scores.
Those goals with 5 minutes left in the period always hurt.
Always hurts.
2 power play goals. We talked about special teams. That's the difference right now, but it's only... Again, it's tied. Ruotsalainen broke his stick. Shot by Jensen, deflects up into the crowd.
That goal, Duguay, his 20th from Lemieux and Bullard at 17-13, and it was a power play goal.
And following the second period, we'll have a pre-taped interview with Ron Duguay. Interesting conversation about his trade here to Pittsburgh.
I had lunch with him today, and there was he said at first that he was a little,
That's why you couldn't have lunch with me, huh?
Nah, well, I didn't know you were here.
Lemieux's newest line mate, that's Ron Duguay. We'll take a look at it happened in the NHL in the month of February. Just to look back at some weird and wacky things that went on. I think you'll enjoy it.
I like those things.
We should get some film.
Lindstrom, block, good play by Melnick. He's slow getting up. He's limping a little bit. Taken by Shabbat, feed across to Johnson. Blocked again by Melnick. 2 plays by Melnick, big ones in front. And he's still limping a little bit.
He sure is, Sam.
Whistle stops play. An offside was whistled against the Penguins.
Now he's trying to skate it off. What do you think? He got it above the shin pad?
Yeah, probably between the shin pad and his pants.
Yeah.
This usual place where they...
Where you get it, that's right. But he did a good job in blocking it.
He's amazing. He's amazing at doing that.
Watch this. Watch him go down. He times it. Oh, this is the one where he blocks it with his stick on the pass that comes across. Johnson is trying to pass it to Willie Lindstrom.
Yeah, you do have a lot of guts to go down an M shot.
Oh, wow. That's for sure.
Pierre LaRouche is with us up here in the booth, joining us for the second period. Rangers and Penguins tied 2-2 with 1:45 to go in the second period. Duguay digging in the corner against Greshner. Lemieux works it free. Pulled down. Trying to center. It's still loose in front. The Rangers recover.
On his belly, he got the puck out front.
Greshner has the puck. Drops it in the Penguin zone. Brook after, tied up by Ruskowski. Mantha and Jensen in the corner. Brook looking for it. He goes down with Ruskowski, and the puck is frozen for a face-off. With 1:25 to go. And look at the numbers as far as face-offs are concerned. In the first period, the Rangers dominated. Second period, Penguins dominated.
So far, Penguins are dominating 13-5. And we talked about that 8-year-old who asked me the importance of face-offs. And I say, you win faceoffs, you get control of the puck, but here, now the Pittsburgh Penguins, even though the shots on goal are the same, have been dominating the territorial edge, and that's because they've been winning most of the faceoffs. In the first period, it was the Rangers.
Why does that happen where there's such a turnaround, where the Rangers were doing well in the first period, and then the Penguins are doing better in the second period? Is it more
I don't know. I
concentration?
don't know why it happens like that. Things like that just happen sometimes. Huh?
I think just somebody told me it was 2-1 for the Islanders. I'm not too sure.
We will get those scores. Thank you, Pierre. Keeping an eye on the scoreboard.
Trying to be as professional as you people are.
Thank you.
1 minute to go in the period as Helminen comes across, drops to Ruotsalainen toward the net. It went through. Ridley plays it in the corner. Centers for Miller. He missed. Ruotsalainen is open. He walks right in and shoots. It deflected to the corner. Penalty coming up on the Penguins. Patrick has the puck. Wrapped up by Duguay. In front, Ridley shoots it wide. And the whistle stopped play with 42 seconds to go in the period.
Well, there should be 2 penalties, actually, but they never do
Duguay
it.
should get
They never
penalty
do
there,
it.
too. You're right. But Ruotsalainen was all by himself. Look at this. Fakes, walk in. I'm even yelling walk in.
There he is.
Comes in again. And then he blasts it, but it deflects off of the stick of Momenta. Goes into the corner. Wow, what an opportunity.
Johnson gets 2 minutes for holding.
19-18.
That'd be nice to score now, and think that would hurt them real bad.
That would hurt him real bad in that last minute or so, huh? You know about that, don't you, Pierre? You've been getting a few.
Well, you did it in Calgary, and you did it against New Jersey, and it's really helped turn those games around, Pierre.
I think everybody's playing well. I mean, it's just I've been the one. The lucky one to score the last minute.
Here's Patrick to McClellan. McClellan back into the corner to McPhee. Rather, Helminen, excuse me. Helminen holds the puck. Waiting. Cross ice off a skate. Ruotsalainen was cutting down from the point. Couldn't play it. Shabbatis got it in the corner. Throws it cross ice, but Helminen stops it. 20 seconds to go in the period. James Patrick knocked away by Bodger. Kept in by Helminen, but Hannon clears it. That's going to do it for the second period. Rangers will start the third period with a man advantage. Helminen comes out to center. 2 seconds to go in the period. That's it. First period belonged to the Rangers. Second period belongs to the Penguins. The third period,
Who knows?
decide.
There's a minute and 18 seconds the Rangers will have on the start of that power play.
Before I go, gentlemen, I have to say thank you very much. It was a real pleasure to be with you 2 guys here tonight.
Thank you for joining us, and let's get some word. When do you hope to be back on the ice?
Tuesday night.
That's pretty quick.
I like that.
That's the way it goes.
Tape an aspirin, too.
Thank you.
Thanks for being with us, Pierre LaRouche. End of 2 here at the Pittsburgh Civic Arena. 2-2 the score. Back to talk with Ron Duguay in a moment.